right. Hey, good morning, y'all. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine. This is Ben at 10, your local live weather show for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, and beyond, and throughout the Ohio Valley. You're going to get a mix of essential information and non-essential information, some important information, some nonsense. It's a mix. Of course, we have a flood watch, which is down the essential information that we're going to give you, and then we've got stupid weather jokes, which is not important information. But we're going to be here for, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so. We've got plenty to talk about. It has been a year here in 2026 of weather. I mean, we had a pretty good winter. We had tornadoes this spring. We had flooding. Now we have more flooding potential, unfortunately, across the area that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be tracking the rounds, potential showers and thunderstorms. And the first round is going to be late tonight. And there is, from the Storm Prediction Center, a slight risk of severe storms from I-65 west. We'll see that with the high-resolution data here coming up shortly. There are a couple showers out there now that we can take a look at. And if you're popping on now, thanks for joining the show. This is your live local weather show powered by Xtol Weather, part of Xtol Media, based out of New Albany, Indiana. I'm live from the home studios. Have not been feeling the best this week. It's been a mix of body aches, kind of neck pain, headaches. There was a fever off and on. I haven't been checked out. I'm just trying to ignore it. I try to ignore the summer ailments or illnesses or whatever that is. Maybe not a good idea. But anyway, just trying to limit my exposure if there is something going on. Hopefully it's not like a tick bite or something like that. Looking out my weather window, I hope you're all doing great, by the way. Out my weather window, 5,000, I'm starting to see the kind of clouds break apart. Been a mostly cloudy day. There was a little batch of showers that has been moving through this morning. And by the way, if you're dropping into the show, feel free to let us know where you are watching from. We love to see the different towns and cities and municipalities represented throughout Kentucky and Indiana. But there you can see a couple little downpours still persisting as they slowly move to the east. And most of today is going to be dry. We had quite a few showers and thunderstorms yesterday. They're just super slow movers. There's almost no wind in the atmosphere, so they're just kind of tropical, like they bubble up and they just sit there until they kind of rain themselves out. But currently we have this shower activity here moving into Carroll County around the Brooksburg area, just west of Carrollton, and then near Bedford to Campbellsburg up in the old Trimble County areas. Moving into parts of Henry and Shelby counties, kind of on either side of Interstate 64, cruising into Shelby County. Metro Louisville is dry. Most of southern Indiana is dry. Most of the area is currently dry. I'll get out of the full screen mode here. And again, once this little batch of little showers moves on through, a lot of today is going to be dry. That's going to get us into a steamy situation, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. The heat index probably, I'd say mid 90s for this afternoon. And there you can see you got kind of slow movement of these showers. And by the way, if you're down here in Hart County, you got a little shower heading towards the Munfordville area down there as you're cruising down I-65. What we'll be waiting on is that bigger cluster of showers and thunderstorms out to the west, and we'll see how this behaves. Again, with the weather model data here in just a little bit. Again, if you're just popping in, this is your live local weather show. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine. Thanks for the like, the share, the follow, subscribe on whatever platform you might be watching from. So appreciate it if you just even hit one of those emojis. We appreciate that support. So this is the brand new flood watch. You can see that covers pretty much all of our area through Saturday. And it doesn't mean it's going to be raining all the time. I think it's going to be pretty wet Friday morning, maybe a little drier Friday afternoon, then more rounds of showers and thunderstorms Friday night, and then off and on Saturday. This could lead to, again, the potential for some rising rivers, creeks, and streams. We've definitely been through this before since the month of June. So our weather headlines here for today, mostly dry today, near 90 degrees, muggy out there. Dew points are in the 70s. That is sticky. Flood watch, as I just mentioned, through Saturday. Storms late tonight as we approach midnight especially, and then rounds of rain off and on through this weekend. We're going to try to get that front to make a move to the south on Sunday, but there still could be a few lingering showers with that. So our play ball forecast for today. You can play ball out there, just stay hydrated. Again, upper 80s out there, pretty normal temperatures for this time of the year. And if there is a little pop-up, it's only about a 20% chance of it for today. Southwest wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour. And I can't go long without mentioning this. Proud dad here. I got to watch a few of his last holes after the show yesterday out at Elk Run Country Club, Golf Club. He won one of the Indiana Junior Golf Association Junior Tour tournaments. So he was the winner by 4 strokes. Pretty impressive. I don't know how or why he got so good so quickly, but turning into a damn good golfer, that guy right there, Brady Peine. So congrats to him. I think he's 3rd in the state right now in the Junior Golf Tour. So he's got a handful more events, and hopefully it'll be a great rest of the summer for golf for that guy right there. And let's get to some comments. Dennis Gregory with a happy Friday Eve. Indeed, at 10:05 here on this July 9th, muggy walk this morning. At least you're getting out there for sure. It's better than me. I got a golf trip tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, so I got a special guest on the show tomorrow morning. I think you could probably guess who that is. But we've got a good morning for Perry Porter. I'm right on time with a second cup of coffee, then switch into good old Is it Mountain Dew Zero or is it straight up good old Mountain Dew? Which we learned yesterday is named after moonshine. Orlean Whitlow, good morning, 75 at Hodgenville and sunny. Orlean, I'm hoping I'm getting better, but it's not perfect. It has not been a cold, like no respiratory stuff, no snotty stuff or anything like that. It's just been soreness. It's been not fun. For the Louisville Water Company, Kendall Boyd, thanks for tuning in here. And Emmanuel up in Indianapolis, Lily and Lasley, 74 degrees. Got some rain this morning. Have had a little batch of some showers moving through. Erica, good morning with the sunny Charlestown, Indiana. And thank you, Penny, for tuning in. Penny Keith from the Sellersburg area. Mary Dale from New Albany had a little rain pass through this morning. Yep. And Don Yeoman Jr. heading to explore Shoals area, Spring Mill. The pool time, if no rain. Love it. I think you're going to have some good pool time this evening. I'm going to try to get a little time at the driving range, see if my swing is in order or not for the golf trip this weekend, and try not to throw out the back ahead of the golf trip. Thank you. Penny, thank you very much. Thank you, Erica and Mary Dale. The full-on Mountain Dew for Perry. Don't tell Sandy of Sandy's Custom Cakes in Borden, Indiana. All right, we're about to get ready to get into the fully loaded show here this morning. We have it all for you, of course. Again, the important information, flood watch and rounds of storms that we'll be tracking with the maps, and the non-important information, like our stupid jokes and all that goofy stuff that we do every day as well. But here is a look at a kind of a steamy look at the humidity there with the Falls of the Ohio.org camera, the Falls of the Ohio Foundation. And we already start to see some of those cumulus clouds out there. It took till kind of mid-show before we saw some of those puffy cumulus clouds firing up, but they are already out there from some of the low clouds that we had earlier today. They're still out there, and they're going to bubble up maybe a little bit and into some towering cumulus clouds, but most areas are expected to stay dry for today. And we got a good morning from John Fox. Thanks for being a part of the show here this morning. And again, the flood watch will go through Saturday for all of the area. Just what we need, right? We've had too much of that this year. This is extolmag.com/weather. extolmag.com/weather. Just hitting the refresh button right there. So we got my show and information on the left. Christina Cast, which is on at 6 p.m. Hopefully you're tuning into that on the right. 76 degrees, the current temperature at the studios. Feels like 80. Almost no wind out there. There's other information there too. Sunrise 6:28, sunset 9:09, moonset 4:09. And I've got the new weather story posted on there for you. There's the goofy weather guy with the weather stream going on right now. There's the severe weather outlook, and that is a slight risk of severe storms from I-65 west in that yellow for this potential storms later on tonight. And again, we'll map that out for you here in just a second. And then if you click on this one, this is the National Weather Watches and Warnings. And look at all over the Ohio Valley, all that green right there, lots of real estate. That is a flood watch. Sorry about that. I backed out of the show. Are we good again? I think we are. I hit the wrong back button. So let me get back into all my stuff here. What a goofball here this morning. All right. I've got two. So just to give you some inside baseball, I've got two different screens, and I hit the wrong screen. So hopefully you're back. Good. That was my fault. 100% my fault. I don't know why I would hit a back button right there. Let's hit this back button. Okay. Thankfully, it didn't take us completely offline. Maybe it's got a built-in human error thing where like, keep him online. He messed up. All right, here we go. So, as I wanted to mention, if you go to live radar under weather at xtolmag.com/weather, I'm going to show you some of the maps that you can see. I show it every day, but ooh, look at that beautiful view right there that you can look at as it loads up. So, of course, you've got your interactive. And then as you cruise down here, I'm going to click on it. This is going to load up look at, again, this is all of the area under that flood watch as that's loading up right there. So then you can click on any of that. Fully interactive. So this says, Orlean says, you disappeared a few seconds. You're back now. Yep, yes, indeed. That was my fault. Orlean, I clicked the back button. Good morning, Alice. Thank you very much. So the details here, all of our area. So what is involved here? This is what it says for the flood watch. Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible all over our area. The impacts, excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, and streams in low-lying areas, flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Repeated rounds of showers and thunderstorms capable of heavy rain are expected through this weekend. Already wet soils in some areas will make flooding more susceptible, especially with each additional round of rainfall. We've been through this time and time again. Again, we know the drill with this activity. And we're going to take a closer look at all this here in just 1 second. All right. We also want to thank our partners here before we really dive into the show, as you know, and it's Lions Roofing. And Leo says, I guess I'll have to use the weed eater from a boat. And hopefully there's no leaks in your roof from all this rainfall on the way. But if you see any water spots or anything like that and you want to get a quote, it may have been my fiber going out, Perry. But again, back to this. You can get a quote right here, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. Don't just hear it from me, but how about from someone who's used
A year ago,
services?
we had a bad storm at night, and a tree from my backyard went through the roof and damaged a lot of the roof and took the shingle off. Lions Roofing came out immediately the next day, tarped it for me because it was still raining, and they were very quick to replace the roof, the shingles, and matched it perfectly with the old shingles. They were so good in helping me get through the insurance process, took pictures for me, and they were very good at cleaning up, doing it quickly, very nice, and I'm happy with everything.
And if she looks familiar, she might be related to me. You can go to lionsroofingco.com to learn more about their services throughout Kentucky, Indiana, Metropolitan Louisville, Again, residential, commercial. If you're a builder and you want some extra help, give them a call. Your education partner here in Southern Indiana is Ivy Tech Community College. You can go to ivytech.edu, click on Sellersburg, and then boom, you belong here, as they say. And they'll get you plugged in throughout the year. They've got spring sessions, summer, fall, winter. So no matter where you're at in life, high school, college, out of college, middle-aged, wherever, they've got dozens of programs ready for you. Your plumbing partner throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Clogbusters Plumbing Services, clearing the way one flush at a time. On the bottom right-hand corner, they got ways that you can plug, give them shout-outs, or I guess plug in. You can call them, you can message them, you can email them, all that good chat right there, and find ways, reasons why you might want to choose Clogbusters. Customer care focused, family owned and operated, professional and certified, and quality craftsmanship. Skeeter, are you okay, buddy? We got a whiny dog down here. Providing fast and dependable services, financing solutions to keep you at ease. It is clogbustersplumbing.com. And you give them a shout at 859-762-1214 for any of your insurance needs. American Family Insurance, amfam.com. You can call 812-578-3072. It's Michael Long right here. Maybe some ways to save, but also just a great relationship and customer service, which is super important when it comes to some of the biggest hurdles in life that can be thrown at you, sometimes with severe weather. Weddington Custom Homes for your local custom home builder right here, Brad Weddington. You can go to Weddington Custom Homes. Your journey begins right here if you're ready to build a beautiful new home. All right, a beautiful blue sky with the train rolling by with the city of New Albany camera right there. And again, we've had a few showers this morning. I'll bring up the live radar and we can take a look at that. You can see the storms out to the west. We do have an active weather pattern on the way. That's a lot about what we're going to be talking about here for today. And we're digging in to the show. There's just a little bit here as we do a tour of the radar east of Louisville. We have these showers around Carrollton, Kentucky, up I-71, and then near just east of Campbellsburg, there in Henry County, and then starting to move east of Shelbyville, eastern Shelby County. So you guys are looking better there. There's not going to be much else for the rest of today. And then as we cruise down to the south, whoa, we did a super zoom. Munfordville about to get clipped with a shower right there. But again, we're waiting on later on tonight for the potential of some strong to severe storms. Let me just give you a quick preview of that with the future radar. And let's see what we're starting off with here. We'll go with the HRRR High Resolution Rapid Refresh model. This is at 3 p.m. today. You can see there's not much going on here. I'm going to cruise ahead to around 7 p.m. Let's see what's firing up out to the west. There you can see it. This is a disturbance that's going to be riding down a stationary front that's going to be locked in place. And it's going to be the highway or the railroad of disturbances that will give us some occasional showers and thunderstorms for the next couple of days. And you can see this looks fairly strong. This is at 10 p.m., starting to move into southern and western Kentucky. There could be some isolated damaging wind gusts, especially for areas west of I-65. This is at 11 p.m. These models have been pretty consistent with the timing of these storms. You can see that around potentially Seymour and Salem and already around Paoli and areas along and west of I-65 at 11 p.m. And then this is kind of interesting. The model data is so accurate sometimes. Not that this is going to happen exactly, but it shows just the features of squall lines and clusters of storms. That would be kind of a bow echo. And if that happened, there could be some isolated damaging straight line winds if something like that happened. And then as we go into midnight, we'll see this continue to move into the area. So I think it's an isolated damaging wind threat, isolated severe weather threat, and then the secondary issue is too much rain. So we'll have to watch out for the potential of flooding. This is at 2 o'clock in the morning. So a late night thing. This might keep us awake with the lightning and thunder and all that good stuff as well. So I wanted to give you that off the bat. I know typically we do the model data around 10:20. It's almost 10:20 anyway. Oh, thank you, Lillian Lasley. I appreciate that. Pretty wet July, Vicki Patterson says. Looks like it could be. And just love the train picks. I've had a few sprinkles this morning around daybreak. All right, let's get into, again, the show here for you this morning. And let's get into your weather trivia before we get into the more serious stuff. What is the coldest cloud top temperature ever recorded? So this would be a huge overshooting cumulonimbus cloud in the tropics. I think it was in the Southwest Pacific. And a researcher at the University of Wisconsin-Madison found, in the modern satellite area, what is the coldest cloud top temperature? It gets cold up there at the top of thunderstorms, believe it or not. Is it 40 degrees below zero, A? Or is it B, 112 degrees below zero? Or is it C, 168 degrees below zero? Frigid. Either way. Tanya says B. We got to guess a B right there. But this surprised me, actually, as I researched this morning, how cold it is way up top there. The top of thunderstorms are completely ice crystals. How many days until? Just over a month until we're past what is on average our hottest part of the year. We got a guess of B from John Fox and Mary Dale, a guess of C. Labor Day in 60 days. Fall begins in about 76 days, September 22nd. Halloween in 114 days. We're guessing all over the place. B from Lillian, A from Melvin, and C from Emmanuel. All right. In our rapid fire weather history for today, 1979, a thunderstorm pelted Midland, Texas. I've been through there storm chasing before with golf ball size hail piling up to a foot deep. Winds howled 75 miles per hour, and the temperature dropped from 101 to 56 degrees in 15 minutes. Other storms struck Ford and Wilbarger counties in North Texas. North Vernon, 80-mile-per-hour winds blew cars off Highway 287, while Ford County Highway 70 was temporarily closed because a semi was blown over. 1979, Hurricane Bob. I got an Uncle Bob. Was born in the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. I call it the Gulf, whatever you want to call it down there. Becoming the first Atlantic hurricane to be given a male name. Interesting. 1982, a Boeing 727 crashed near Kenner, Louisiana. Pan Am Flight 759 took off during a thunderstorm and flew wind shear, probably a microburst. All 145 people on board died, and 8 people on the ground were killed as the plane crashed into a neighborhood, destroying 15 homes. 1997, torrential rains in the Carpathian Mountains. Caused severe flooding in the Czech Republic, Poland, and Germany, and all 104 people died as a result of the flood. 2007, the Argentine capital Buenos Aires experienced its first significant snowfall since June 22nd, 1918, as wet snow spread a thin white mantle over the area. I guess of B from Orlean, Perry Porter with B, and golf, who knows? Thanks, Emmanuel. Here's your stupid jokes of the day. If you know any good fish puns, let me know. Minnow. Number 2, Albert Einstein was a real genius, but his brother Frank was a monster. Frank Einstein. Number 3, the cough drop inventor passed away. There will be no coffin at his funeral. There you go. For free, the jokes of the day. And your weather trivia, a surprising, and Emmanuel got it right, 168 degrees below zero. Mary Dale getting this one correct. Only 2 of our friends in the comments getting this correct today. Can you imagine? That is way below zero up there. Thank you, Orlean. Thank you very much, Tanya. And Erica, thank you very much. And a UV index up to around a 10 today. It's easy to get a burn out there. Remember some of that sunscreen. I've been trying to remember every time I go out because I had a big chunk taken out of the top of my ear because of a spot that didn't look friendly to the dermatologist. Always try to lather up the top of the earlobes because of that. Emmanuel says random stuff. I get that too. And then Thursday, that's today, Friday Eve, July 9th. 89 degrees today, very muggy, mostly dry. Southwest winds around 5 to 15, sunset at 9:08. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, as we saw with the weather model data, especially late night as we approach midnight. Could be some strong winds and some frequent lightning and some heavy rain. And some rain lingers tomorrow morning, and then I think a little drier in the afternoon. Not a total washout, but it's going to be mostly cloudy. I think with the clouds and some of the rain chances around, our temperature will be held down to around 85 for that high temperature. So a little bit below our normal high of 89. Sunrise at 6:29 and our sunset at 9:07. Here's the 7-day forecast. So some more mid-80s through this weekend with occasional rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Again, flood watch through Saturday. It'll stay muggy for the next 7 days at least. I mean, we're in the hottest part of the year. We're not going to get rid of the humidity anytime soon. But if you've been watching and paying attention to the show, we've been watching around the 16th, 17th for maybe some relief. We're going to see if that long-range data is holding true and if we can get some relief around that time frame. And then it looks drier as we go into next week, upper 80s to the low 90s for much of next week as well, which is pretty close to our normal rainfall amount this time of the year. And John Fox, will the rain be an issue in LaGrange Saturday when we get there? LaGrange, Kentucky? Yes, rounds of showers and thunderstorms are expected, unfortunately, for all of our area. All of our area is under a flood watch. So with that said, here at 10:25, we're going to bring back up our model data. This is looking at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Bring up the 48-hour version of the HRRR weather model. And here you go. We're going to kind of go hour by hour through the overnight hours. Looks heaviest along and south of Interstate 64 through the overnight. This is 4 a.m. Yeah, definitely bring that rain gear with you, John. I'm going to have to bring it as well. Me, I'm going to be up in Brown County, Indiana, so I'm hoping I'm a little farther north and maybe have a chance to dodge more of this tomorrow morning. But there you can see it is scattered about. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, some scattered showers around the area. This is heading into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And maybe I can get lucky and dodge some of this for the golf trip. 9 a.m., scattered showers around the area, continuing some of the heaviest rain down around the Tennessee and Kentucky state line. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model. We're going to take a look at the NAM 3-kilometer weather model, and we'll match them up, compare, contrast, all that good stuff. This here is at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at noon. And so you can see that big batch of just unsettled weather starting to move off to the east. But there is still some lingering, straggling, occasional downpours tomorrow afternoon. But it does look like it'll be overall drier tomorrow afternoon than in the morning time, I would say, for your Friday. So not a total washout there. This is at 4 p.m. Here is at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and there we go, 7 p.m. But, like I said, the stationary front is right over the top of our area. So it just acts like a little highway. So I'm going to draw a little car here for you. Here's the car, and inside that car is just thunderstorms, and it's just rolling down the tracks. And you get in that car, it represents disturbances. So you've got disturbances rolling down the tracks that are going to give us occasional showers and thunderstorms. So now we go into Friday night. We're looking out west here, going into Friday midnight. And here comes, I would say, big round number 2 into the overnight hours. So we got one late tonight into Friday morning, another one late tomorrow night into Saturday morning, most likely. And this here is going to 8 o'clock Saturday morning. There you go. That's as far out as the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model goes, but that shows quite a bit of rainfall around possibly Saturday morning. Now, I am going into the NAM 3-kilometer weather model, and we are going to go back to tonight as system number 1, I would call it, approaches the area. Let's see if this data is going to load. Are you going to load NAM 3-kilometer? There we go. So there you can see it moving our direction. This is slower though, and I'm not necessarily buying this slower solution. And I don't want to buy the slower solution because that means it's going to be even wetter across the area. Look at how much more rain north there is with this solution. Again, I'm hoping this isn't the case. This is just more widespread and much more into our Friday morning. This is 10 a.m. Friday morning. So perhaps it's a blend, but either way, they're showing late overnight tonight into early Friday's stuff here. This is at 11 a.m. Friday. That cruises through, both calling for generally some drier conditions as we progress through our Friday afternoon with, though, some lingering showers. Kendall, this will completely destroy the drought in southern Kentucky. Leo says, I'd rather have a winter storm watch on the wrist than a flood watch. I don't know about that. And Indianapolis apparently needs some rain, so there you go. All right, I'm cruising now into our Friday night into Saturday morning. And this model also shows an approaching system number 2. This is 5 a.m. going into Saturday morning. So it also shows a wet start to our Saturday. Just lovely, right? Just an active weather pattern here for July especially. This is 2 p.m. on Saturday. Maybe we get a break Saturday afternoon, something like that. Yeah, I mean, it would be a kind of decent timing. I mean, if it's going to be a super active weather pattern, if we can get overnight, early morning stuff, and at least get some dry time during the day, then our weekend is in a wash. This is going into 2 a.m., and now we're starting to go into Sunday morning. So Sunday even has some lingering showers. We're trying to get that front to move to the south Sunday, but it looks like it's close enough to give us still some lingering showers around the area. So not ideal as far as outdoor plans for this weekend. It's the ISCO Championship with the PGA Tour. Was it Hurstbourne Country Club in Louisville? I think we got bats baseball. I mean, there's a lot going on. A lot of us want to be outside this time of the year, hitting the pool or the lake or the river. So there we go. Emmanuel says, we don't actually need it, but it's good for the plants. It is indeed. I mean, I don't know if you've taken a drive in the countryside, but the corn and the soybeans are off the charts. They are growing very, very well. Into the GFS weather model. We're going to start to look at the long range here in just a second. But this is our Sunday, still a lingering shower. I'm going to go into Monday the 13th. And it still shows an isolated shower chance, but I've got that down to about a 20% chance. Okay, into Tuesday the 14th. Most of the activity to the south. I'm going to keep us dry there Tuesday, growing into the 15th, mostly dry across the region. I'm more interested now into a weather pattern change. So now it's time for all right, here we go. So we've been watching all week long. Are we going to get this front? This is a backdoor front coming in from kind of the opposite way a normal front would come in from the northeast instead of the northwest, which is typical for summertime. That cooler air originates and drops in from parts of eastern Canada and the Great Lakes. So this is on the 15th. It's not here yet. We're still pretty hot. This shows 90s heat index values across the area. And let's see if we can, it's been consistently around the 16th that it tries to move through our area. And it looks like it's kind of getting stuck. This could just be a battle of the heat wave versus the Great Lakes wave. So this would be relief. And there might be parts of Kentucky and Indiana that get relief and parts that don't if this gets hung up over the area. So that shows parts of Indiana in the 80s and then Western Kentucky around 100 degrees. So a little bit of a battleground between relief or no relief. Going into the 17th of July. That is the what is that day? I don't even know what day the 17th is. Is it a Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Man, mentioned that this could happen where the heat wave wins more than the cool wave. So this has it hung up to our north and the heat wave wins. Ooh, there you go. 100-degree heat index next Friday. Well, we're just going to have to really cross our fingers and maybe hope that the cooler air wins the battle here. Going into Saturday, the 18th, our cool air from the Great Lakes is losing the battle on this solution. A heat wave builds back into the Ohio Valley. I don't know why I said it like that, but all right, there you go. It's not great. Into the 19th. So this is, I think, Sunday the 19th here. Not this weekend, next weekend. There is that cool air. It's flirting with trying to get into our area. So can you see that? It's right here. It's this orange and yellow. That would be relief. Anything in this color here, that's heat wave. So, all right, we'll continue on here. We're going to the 20th. Yeah, and we're just on the edge. And if we're on the edge, it'll probably give us some rain chances every now and again. Pretty active for July. All right, I'm going to go into the 21st of July. Let's see what. I mean, it has a front moving through and pushing the heat wave south. Again, we're out on a limb, so we'll see if this actually happens or not. But and with that, it's got a good chance of rain right there. So the moral to this story is our weather pattern may stay pretty active. I don't see we're going to have any drought. Farmers are going to get their rain. We're going to be on the edge of a heat wave or flirting with some cool air to the northeast. Heat wave may win a lot more than that little front tries to come into our area. July is the hottest month of the year, so like we might just be getting a very, very muggy July. I'm now going into July 22nd, and it has the cold front winning the battle. We'll see if this actually happens, but that would be a pretty strong front for this time of the year to be able to push a heat wave all the way south and bring in some nice dry air. And that would be a significant front. Can you see that carving out the heat wave right there? So, well, I mean, we'll see. That far out, big question marks on that. This is July 22nd. But hey, it gives us some hope. We'll get some relief every once in a while. And then we're going into July the 23rd. And we are cooler than normal right there with a big heat wave out to the west. You see this right here? That's your hump in the roller coaster. Then dive like that. So the jet stream is going way up to the north out west and then diving over our area. And that's exactly what's happening. The jet stream is jet stream is riding up to the north into Canada and then taking a dip. If we can get this dip to happen at some point this month, that would bring in some of that cooler air. That also shows a little tropical stuff there in the Pacific. I don't see any tropical stuff happen in the Atlantic, though. All right, back. We're going to go as far out as the good old GFS will go as we wrap up our long range outlook here. This is July 24th, and the ridge out west, trough east. So that would promote below normal temperatures late month for us and above normal temperatures out to the west. So we'll see if that can actually materialize in the long range outlook. All right, that has been the good old Ben on a Limb segment. Let's see if there's any more showers out there. We'll take a live look. Quick tour of that. Fast recap for you guys who popped on a little bit later. A couple showers that were passing through earlier are now up into eastern Carroll County, east central Henry County, Kentucky, and moving into Franklin County, and then moving now east of Munfordville in Hart County. If that holds together, you might get a little shower there in around the Greensburg area in Greene County. But most of the area will be mostly dry and steamy for today. And our live looks outside are pretty steamy as well. This is a look here at the City of New Albany.com camera with a train that's taking a break right there along the waterfront. A mixed sky of blue sky and some cumulus clouds out there this morning. And another look at the Falls of the Ohio.org camera. Somebody's got a couple poles out, doing some fishing out there this morning. I see a boat out there as well, I think. Or is that a rock? That might be a I'm a reminder, you've got all of your weather resources all the time here at extolmag.com/weather. Currently sitting at 76 degrees, feels like 83. Interactive radars, there's 2 of them that can keep you up to date on with dozens of different weather layers. I'll stop moving that around. And then, of course, we've got our main weather page that has a lot of different weather maps across the region to keep you up to date on anything that's ever happening across our area weather-wise. Let me try to pop on the comments here. We've got a few more that have been rolling in. The program doesn't want me to see the comments right now. Man, when we go through all this data, it really does take a number on the computer. So I'm waiting for that to load up here for us. Which, hey, it might not happen. All right, there's your information right there. And that forecast recap, if I can get buttons to work. Okay. We're starting to get things to work here. All right, so there's the flood watch across the area through Saturday. Pretty much all of our area under that flood watch. Could see inches of rain, unfortunately. Again, how do you wake up a computer when you're on a live show? All right, I got rid of that. Maybe that'll help. This program is going to sleep. Bear with me here. I'm trying to wake up the show. One button worked. All right, mostly dry today, near 90 degrees for your July 9th. Weather headlines here. Flood watch through Saturday. Storms late tonight and rounds of rain and thunderstorms through this weekend as well. It really doesn't like your comments right now. I'm trying to click on them. There. Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay. And Tanya says, if this will load up here this morning. Trying to click on Tanya's comment. There it is. I really respect how you show us the weather's coming across the country way ahead of regular meteorologists. That's because in television, you get like 2 minutes and 45 seconds to do your whole weathercast, where we have like 45 minutes, or as long as we want. Kendall said, got a hot emoji there. Tanya says, our cornfields here in southern Indiana, Ramsey area, are looking like the best crops in years. These muggy nights just keep the corn growing all the time. Thank you, Mary Dale. Appreciate that. Lillian, you have a wonderful day. We're finally getting our computer to work here. And but it's kind of spotty. Are you going to show Erica's comment? Yes. Have a great day, everyone. And glad you told us step by step. I'm waiting to mow. I'm waiting to mow the backyard. I did get the front done a couple days ago. And thanks again to my neighbor, Mike, who helped get the mower working. Once again, don't need the mower going down mid-season. So the play ball forecast here today, near 90 degrees, mostly dry today, southwest wind around 5 to 15. One more shout out to my son for winning the tournament yesterday, the Indiana Junior Golf Tour at Elk Run. He tied for first the day before at Hidden Creek and then won by 4 yesterday. So now I think he's in like third place in the state of Indiana. So that's awesome. All right, I'm trying to move the slide there. Our weather trivia, what is the coldest cloud top temperature ever recorded? That was a negative 168 degrees. Orlean, you have a great afternoon as well. And Tanya, thank you very much for that comment there. About a month away until our average temperatures begin to drop. Labor Day, 60 days. Fall begins in 76 days. And Halloween in 114 days. A lot of weather history today. I'll have this on the my page at noon today. Take a longer look at that then. Our stupid jokes of the day. If you know any good fish puns, let me know. Albert Einstein was a real genius, but his brother Frank was a monster. Frank Einstein. The cough drop inventor passed away. There will be no coffin at his funeral. Negative 168, the coldest cloud top temperature ever recorded by a University of Wisconsin-Madison researcher. UV index is at 10 today, 89. And most areas will stay dry until tonight, when, as we approach midnight, a round of showers and thunderstorms will be moving through. Some of those storms could be strong with some heavy rain. And tomorrow, I think pretty wet in the morning and then maybe a little drier in the afternoon. A high of 85, mostly cloudy. Some more rounds of showers and thunderstorms through our Saturday. Still could be a few lingering showers on Sunday. Trying to dry it out as we head through next week with upper 80s and low 90s. We've been kind of, we've been kind of limping along here with this program through the last part of the show, but we are getting through it here this morning. All right. Let's see if this page will load up. We've got some little gremlins, we call it. When things don't work perfectly. Again, maybe it's just because we've been running through so much data here this morning. Hey, it's Lions Roofing. We don't want this to ever happen, but we got a lot of rainfall on the way. We've had a lot of storms this spring and summer. If there's any issues with your shingles, you see any leaky spots, sometimes you get wind, it can get under the flashing, it can leak into the drywall, cause problems and molding. If anything like that's happening, you want to get it checked out, give the folks here at Lions Roofing a phone call, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home. You can see it here at lionsroofingco.com that they have a lot of resources right there online. And again, we showed this earlier. I'm going to show it one more time. You can hear right from the folks that they have helped.
A year ago, we had a bad storm at night, and a tree from my backyard went through the roof and damaged a lot of the roof and took the shingle off. Lions Roofing came out immediately the next day, tarped it for me because it was still raining, and they were very quick to replace the roof, the shingles, and matched it perfectly with the old shingles. They were so good in helping me get through the insurance process, took pictures for me, and they were very good at cleaning up, doing it quickly, very nice, and I'm happy with everything.
Yeah. Hey, that's my mom. Everybody say hi, Laura. She watches pretty much every day. And your education partner here is Ivy Tech Community College. They've got a beautiful campus here right in our backyard in Sellersburg, Indiana, 9 miles north of Louisville at exit 9. You belong here and you can get plugged in any time. If you register for Tuesdays at the Tech, they're going to give you some one-on-one information, coaching. Any questions that you might have, financial or what career you might want to go into. They got dozens of 2-year certifications. Very important in the economy moving forward, empowering our workforce here in Southern Indiana and connected to many industries and organizations and businesses in our area. They've already got the connections for you. And so get plugged right in. Get that dual credit if you're in high school too. Your plumbing partner in Kentucky, clearing the way one flush at a time, is Clogbusters Plumbing Services. The plumber you want to call, 859-762-1214. You can see their services, why you might want to choose them. You can see right there. And financing solutions to keep you at ease. For any of your insurance needs, give this guy a shout, 812-578-3072. It's Michael Long with American Family Insurance. Go to amfam.com. Just search Michael Long. Let him know I sent you. And for any of your home building needs, Weddington Custom Homes, WeddingtonCustomHomes.com. Your journey begins here with your local friendly custom home builder, Brad Weddington. All right. This has been a show, guys. There's been a lot to talk about. 10:50 this morning. We'll try to rewind. I'm hitting buttons. I'm hoping the buttons are pressing on the program here. There's just one last thing that I forgot to mention. And it's if you want to get a hold of me anytime, right here, my contact information for advertising or marketing, Xtol Weather and Xtol Media right out of Southern Indiana, but also we get the word out throughout the entire area through Kentucky as well. Ben at xtolmag.com, b.peine at loprealestate.com. If you have any real estate questions, I'm also a licensed real estate agent in Southern Indiana, or Jason at xtolmag.com. Again, guys, I won't be here tomorrow. Heading out on a little golf trip. Don't get to do it too often. And hopefully we can dodge the rain for that golf. Either way, as long as there's not lightning, we'll be playing through it. And we'll have a special guest on the show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So please tune in. And there's probably going to be some rain that Christina San Juan will be tracking. I'm not going to make it a secret. Watch her show, by the way, Christina Cast, Sunday through Thursday. So she's on tonight at 6 p.m. Check it out. We got you covered morning and night right here with Xtol. Thanks for the like, the subscribe, the follow, whatever social media platform you might be on. We appreciate your support. And hey, we'll see you Monday and have a great weekend.